Hi guys, welcome back. Dom here. We're on to day number 10, double digits. Cicadas are in the house. It's not a rock band by any stretch of the imagination, and it's also not nighttime. We've just got a lot of cicadas in this area this time of the year, and the ones that happen to be in the bushes near my house seem to be chirping away as we speak. So today, number 10, double digits as we said. Topic of today is periodize your program. So periodize means basically put it through a series of periods, and some of this we've talked about before. So we talked about taking break, we talked about putting seasons in as well too. So periodize a program is just another I suppose a term that we use in this space about periodizing training, but we can do this to your whole program. It is not just the physical act of training. So in periodizing your training, what does that mean? That simply will mean, for those who are new to that we go through cycles where we might increase the intensity or increase the weight, and then we'll come to a peak and then we'll come off again. Okay, so we can go in waves, or what we call undulating periodization. There might be a straight line periodization. So for example, let's say that you are going to compete in a strength-based program, maybe Olympic lifting. It might even be CrossFit Games are coming up for those of you into that space, or it might even be powerlifting. Then pretty much you almost want to try to have like a bit of a linear progression towards gradually over a period of time leading up to the comp, where you are getting stronger and stronger. Case in point, today I had not tested myself on deadlifts for quite some time, and I got to what was my last heavy set. And then I thought I'd go a bit more, and then I obviously did a bit more, and then I went to go one more, and then I started overthinking. I got the bar off the floor, and then after that I went, not really feeling it today, and put it back down. So in terms of periodization, simply means we're going to take those periods where we're going to go in and out of intensity, strength, endurance, whatever. Now, same thing applies to your nutrition. Periodizing nutrition, we talked about taking breaks, we talked about taking time off, right? And therefore, same thing with your nutrition. You can do that. So you may not be an advocate of going, Dom, I don't want to take a time off because I'm afraid I'll fall off the horse and I won't be able to get back up. So therefore, periodizing my nutrition might be a good way to do that. Now, what will that simply mean? Well, it might mean that I've got a particular diet, I'm trying to stick to it. So again, bodybuilder style, chicken, broccoli and rice. People bag it, but you know what, it works. And therefore you might have a meal or a set of meals that you're rotating every 2 or 3 days, and that's your meal prep on the Sunday. Then maybe this week you might go, hey, I just want to try and cycle in a little bit more carbs because I'm coming up to a heavy part of my training and I want to just get that little bit of a boost. It doesn't mean that if I'm trying to fit within my certain calories that I'm going to blow it. It might just mean I'm going to periodize it a bit. I'm going to add a little bit more carbs, and maybe I'm going to have a little bit less fat or a little bit less protein, or whatever the case is. So I'm going to cycle through that carbohydrate through the period of time. Now, can I periodize this thing up here? Well, yeah, we can. So, you might think that every day you're going to do something that is new, unique. You're going to read a book, you're going to keep learning. At some point, your brain, like any other muscle in your body, needs to have a bit of a rest. So, like, take a week off. It doesn't necessarily mean go back onto your social media devices and just mindlessly, numbingly just swipe and look at stupid cat videos. It might just mean take a little bit of a break. Now, that could also mean that you like to watch the evening news before you go to bed, but you've been finding that lately, whatever's going on in the news, it's triggering you, and you're not going to bed, you're not feeling rested when you wake up. Something that you don't like hearing about is frustrating the heck out of you. So therefore, periodization can also apply to that too. Take nights where there is no TV. Just put the radio on, and if you don't like the crap on the radio, grab your player, your Apple Music, your Spotify, your whatever, your Google Music, whatever, YouTube, and put something on that is soothing or something that you like to listen to, rather than letting the eyes just get a feast of crap all the time. Again, if you're not a reader, periodizing might be it's time for you to read a book. It couldn't be a novel. If you're into reading and education self-help books, then read a novel. Read something a bit uniquely different. Hey, Harry Potter series is out there. That could take you a while to get through. Just an example there as well too. So in our program, where we are today, we've gone back, we've started to modify this thing, and the whole idea of these videos is to show you that it is not something that necessarily just fits in a box. It is not something that you just do once and you never change it. It is something that is an ongoing evolution, and therefore until the time that you hit all of those goals, and that can take a lifetime for some of us, it means that we're going to have to constantly adjust, move, shape, change up, change down, left, right. It's like using Google Maps and then finding out that there's a blockage on the road. It will reroute you to give you another way. So therefore, periodization is the thing. So what I want you to do now, go back to the plan. Let's talk training, because that's probably the simplest one at the moment. Have you looked at what's your intensity like? Are you a sets and reps person? Have you gone for a lot of high volume, and therefore I want to maybe then get a little bit stronger, so therefore I'm going to pare back the volume, going to go a bit heavier but not so many reps? Am I doing that? Is my intensity maybe on the uptake, whatever else? So periodization, please, off you go. Cheers.